If you ever struggled with negative thinking in your real estate investing career or in your personal life, you've come to the right place. Hi, I'm Don Thornton. I'm known as Don the Short Sale Guy. And this is Daily Don for January 6th, 2022. And in this video, I'm going to talk about basically two ways that I have coped and I'm coping with my negative thinking. And if it resonates with you, I hope so, because I know that negative thinking can be a cancer and an insidious, force that keeps you from reaching your goals. I know that I have reached my goals in spite of my negative thinking, not because I don't have it. Okay. I will tell you that I am really one of the world's biggest negative thinkers. In fact, one of the part of my success over the last 20 years has been slowly but surely shedding the negative thinking and having it less and less a part of my life. But what's interesting to me is that while the negative thinking in my professional life is almost gone, I'm very, very positive about things because I've had tangible results for 20 years. It's a little bit hard to believe the negative thinking that somehow I'm a piece of crap and I know good at myself what I've done well. Made millions of dollars in real estate investing and I'm the best short sale investor in the country. A little bit hard to be negative about that, but it's the other stuff. It's the personal life. It's my relationships with people that really is where it hits hard. And so one of my goals for 2022 is to take it to the next level about how I combat my negative thinking and being able to make inroads into removing it as much as I can from the personal part of it. I know I'll never get rid of it. It's just part of who I am, but I can limit the damage it does and I can be a much happier person. That's one of the biggest goals I have in 2022. So there's two ways that I've learned to do this in my professional life that I think is going to carry over. I know is going to carry over into my personal life and my relationships with other people, including my family, friends, and so on and so forth. So one thing that I learned in my professional life, in my real estate career, is to celebrate every single thing that I do. Pat myself on the back. Now, you may think that's very trite. You may think that's just stupid. You may think I just pulled that from a self-help book or whatever, and that's fine. Deride it as much as you want. I'm sharing my experience, and you're under no obligation to do what I do. I'm just here to tell you what my experience is, and if it helps, it helps. You know, I am a very critical person of myself. It's good in my professional career because I'm constantly analyzing how I'm doing things, how I could be better, and that has helped me create a more professional, or not a more professional, but a more productive uh, career. And I've gotten houses, and what I've learned, the discipline I've learned, and the systems I put together are a direct result of this critical thinking. The problem is that when I take that into my personal life or my opinion about my self-esteem, then it becomes really hard. And the analogy I like to use, or or the metaphor I like to use, is a picture of me walking along a trail and I'm dragging an anchor, a ship's anchor on my back. That's how it feels sometimes when you're so negative in your outlook. It's like you've got this horrible, black cloud above you, and it's very difficult to get out from under that. At least it is for me. So one of the ways that I learned to combat this in my investing career is to celebrate everything I did well, and even just the smallest things. If I made 4 calls that day when I thought to myself, well, I should have made 30, but I made 5. You know what? A lot of people out there didn't do anything, right? A lot of investors out there who call themselves investors maybe probably didn't make a call that day. So the fact I did 5 was better than 0. Now I want to move to the making the 35, and I'm going to get there. But when I look at myself, I'm going to say, you know what? Good job. You did 5. You took action. And so little by little, just focusing on the attention on that has really helped to say, okay, you know what? I did this better. And when I respond very well to positive reinforcement. And the challenge is that When I was in my sporting career, my sports career, especially baseball, my best years when I had a very uplifting, encouraging manager, and the ones that were very critical, I didn't do very well. But when it's your own business, then you have to be your own coach. You don't have someone over your standing over your shoulders saying, hey, you're great job, you're doing great. Have some perspective, see the big picture, see where you're going, not where you're at. So I have to take that role for myself, and I'm learning to do that better. But it's not as easy in other areas of my life like it has been in my real estate investing career. So if we're just focusing on real estate investing, I would tell you that celebrate your every single thing you do. Give yourself props, give yourself some dap for everything you do well. And what I like to do is before I go to bed, well, actually, when I'm in bed, the lights are off and I'm not asleep yet. I go through and I think about the things I did accomplish, and I say, you know what, that's great, that's awesome, that's wonderful. And when I get up in the morning, I do the same thing. I celebrate the fact, you know what, I did this really well yesterday, and so today I'm focused on doing that again, but I'm going to do more. All right, and so this the negative thinking hits me. Well, when I let the negative thinking get the best of me, usually there's two ways that can affect it. Number one is I'll wallow in it, or I'll eat. And so I came from a crazy alcoholic home. That's why I don't touch alcohol or booze or drugs. But I do, for me, food was the safe way. Food was a socially acceptable way to be, to be able to use it to alter my mood. And for me, altering my mood meant to push it down, right? Which is why I've had a weight problem most of my life. So my problem is that I tend to do both. I wallow and overeat at the same time. And so, last year I lost 40 pounds. Now I've gained 25 back, but I'm going to get those off again. And, but what I did learn was, for me, I need to get out of the area that I'm in. If I'm in my house, if I'm on my recliner or at my desk, and the negative thinking just starts overwhelming me, I have to physically get up, walk out of the house, and I put on like a podcast, or I put on a training of some kind, something that gets me out of my head and gets me focused on my goals, or focused on my potential where I want to go. And that's really helps because I'm exercising. That's helping me. The adrenaline's going, the dopamine's going. I suppose I don't know if it does or not when you're walking instead of running, but whatever. I feel better, and just the physical exertion is so much better for me than staying put. So that's what I do. Those are two ways that I handle my negative thinking. And I would love to hear comments below. If you find a way that works for you, let's all share. But that's the Daily Dawn for today, and I thank you for tuning in.